Join me as I conquer Project Zomboid with no weapons. Can I survive without a weapon on Project Zomboid? We're about to find out. As the TV woke me from my sleep on the couch, I walked into the living room and noticed immediately outside of the window, I see nothing but fog. Thought to myself, what a foggy day it is today. I've never seen fog before in this area, and I've been living here for 3 years. Kentucky can be a strange place sometimes. So I close up the curtains because I can't see out, so I don't want anyone to see in if they're just so happen to pass by me. When I noticed on the TV there was a program explaining about a crisis going on in the country. At the same time, I can hear something going on with the neighbors. So I try and tune in to other channels just to see if this was just one channel or is this all the channels. I turn down the TV just so I can hear what's going on with the neighbors. I almost turned off the TV, but the noise kind of faded away a bit, so I've never heard this kind of noise before. So I started to creep around the house, just checking to see was there anything around here in the house that I didn't know about, maybe got in while I was sleeping. I started to pack things because I am going on a very long trip away from this neighborhood soon. While I was in the bathroom of my house, I can hear something banging. And I heard a loud crash as I creeped out of the bathroom. I wondered, what the hell was that? When I walked down on the stairs, I spot glass right next to the TV where I was just standing at. It was not there before I walked up the stairs. So I checked the house. I walked around. I wanted to see was there anything standing outside of my door, and there was nothing. So I checked my door one last time before I turned around and checked in the kitchen. With my stance ready to fight or flight, I backed myself into a corner just in case something comes through the window. But there was nothing. I could still hear noises going on at the neighbor's house. A lot of banging going on. I checked the window one last time, pan around it, and I see nothing in my yard or near my house. I go around to check the kitchen and to check the backyard. There's nothing. So I close the curtains. I walk back upstairs to gather some things, more things. And I could still hear banging from the neighbors. And it did not seem like it was going to stop anytime soon. So I found my dad's old weapons, but I decided not to go with any weapons because I didn't know what was out here. So I didn't want a weapon to be discharged and then be swarmed by whatever is lurking inside of the fog. I continued to gather things around the house. Make sure to take any medicine I found, any kind of entertainment, just so I won't get bored out on the road. I took a pen to mark on my map. Crossword puzzles is a necessity. Okay, just a few more things before I go out. I need to go down and get a drink of water. Oh, there's a show on. I tried to tune into the life and living TV show, but the neighbors, they were just so loud, moaning and groaning and banging. I wondered what happened, what is going on with the neighbors. I have to go over and check on them. While I was updating my carpentry skills, I had to check and see what level carpentry did I have at the moment, and it looks like I got to complete an entire level of carpentry. Level 1 was now mine. Level 2 and so on will have to come later, because I feel carpentry will be a big deal in this. So as I try and walk away from the TV, something comes through my window I managed to push it on the ground at first, but it would not stay down. So I got it down a second time and managed to squash its head. I waited for more to enter, but I saw nothing. So I checked out of the back door window before I walked out. I saw something lurking just over the fence, which wasn't a big deal. I just took out one of these zombies. I believe I can take out another one. Walk out into the backyard, preparing for my second round of combat with these things. And I noticed the fog is gone, which is a good thing, because I need to be able to see all around me. Dispatching my second zombie, I take a moment to look around just to be sure there's no more when I spot another one crossing over the fence. And then I notice another one right behind that one. Oh, I take them out quick as possible. While checking my back, the zombie crosses over the fence and heads straight for me. I push him down ease and dispatches him as well. I have now dispatched 4 zombies, and I retreat back into my home just to collect myself, get a drink of water, and figure out, what am I gonna do? Is this even worth it? I'm going out with no weapons. I have nothing to defend myself, which is a choice that I've made and I have to live with. I was getting hungry, so I looked around for some food that I could just snack on really quickly. When I could not find any in the cabinets, I went on to check the refrigerator. I ate everything I could at the time until I was full. And I knew it was time to go back out for a second run, because my main mission right now is to find a car, find medicine, things that will help keep me alive, as also carrying a lot of inventory. I managed to gather a watch off of one of the zombie bodies with a leather coat. The leather coat was to help protect me from zombie bites. That would later proven to be very helpful and very thoughtful of me to gather this coat. I went on collecting socks and shirts from the remaining zombies' bodies, ripping them up and keeping them for bandages later, because until now I have not found any bandages or any first aid kits where I could wrap up any wounds. So I also wanted to go ahead and take this zombie's gold ring just for a trophy. As I continue to explore, I discover that there's way more zombies than I was prepared for. Continue through the town, dispatching as many zombies as possible, looking to loot the other homes for bandages and disinfected medicine. And if I'm lucky, maybe even a car. As I entered this home, I heard banging and knocking. I creeped up to the door where the knocking was coming from. And a woman popped out, looked to be in her early 20s. Was not alive. As I checked around this house, I decided to wash up all of my bloody clothes that I have accumulated over time, taking down these zombies. And I decided to hold on to a bucket for later, just in case if the power was to go out. As I continued to loot, I was in the upstairs room when I just so happened to take a look out of the window. I seen a horde gathering around across the street, so it made me want to get out of here faster because I was not going to be able to handle an entire horde without the proper weaponry. After completing looting the entire house, I escaped through the backyard due to the spotting of the horde that was standing out front. I decided to go ahead and do a bit more exploring around and just check around the neighborhood, see if there was any other survivors that could help me survive. I spotted 2 undead. They were coming right for me, so I decided to go ahead and dispatch them both as fast as possible. I noticed that it was getting very dark and it was late. Something inside of me was just telling me to just keep exploring just a little while longer. I would soon find out that that was a huge mistake. I noticed the horde to the right of me, just nearby. But I just kept pushing on, looking for disinfective wipes and more bandages. So I turned a corner. There was so many undead in the back of this house. I had no choice but to retreat. Try and take them on one at a time. At this point, I should have been heading home, but I decided to push on. Attempting to run, I got stuck in an animation and I got injured. At this point, I decided it was time to go home. So I ran as fast as possible back to my house. While stopping and checking my injuries to see how bad was it, I had one injury that was infected on my hand. The other injuries that were in my other areas, such as my head and my lower torso, were not infected. I was lucky there, but this luck wouldn't last long. Barely can see. There was another zombie approach me in the darkness, And that's when I decided that I have to get inside now. I won't last another minute out here. Once inside, I turned on the TV. Even though I was in very bad pain, I knew I had to learn skills for later. One of my bandages had already bled through, and the wound was even more infected at this point. I retreated up into the room where I felt the safest. I needed pills, I needed painkillers, because the pain was so severe that I would have not been able to sleep like this. But luckily, I did have the painkillers from earlier. And as I took them, I searched for another crossword puzzle just to calm myself down even more. On day 2, I woke up to gunshots in the distance and bandages, bloody bandages. So I made my way to the bathroom to clean them. At this point, the noise coming from the neighbors were getting more and more on my nerves. So I decided now is the time to banish myself up and get rid of the noise at the neighbor's house. Because now we know exactly what happened to the neighbors. As soon as I walked in, I saw where the neighbors were located. Miss Sandra was dispatched. Finally, the noise had stopped. So, I took the time out to tend to my wounds and search Miss Sandra's house. Maybe she had disinfectant wipes for my infected wounds. After looting everything I needed from Miss Sandra's house, I continued on to just explore the neighborhood a little bit more. This time, I'm gonna try to the east. With no weapons, I am unable to climb into any windows that are broken out. Noticing the horde, I ran back towards the house. Tried to get back into Miss Sandra's house just to hide. I decided to go ahead and just search the house a little bit more and redo my bandages before they get infected. After leaving out, I decided to go ahead and check the neighbor's house on the other side of my house. It turned out to be another huge mistake. But before checking out the other house, I decided to see if there was a car available in the big parking lot across the street. There were 2 cars parked there, but it was not worth the hassle because standing nearby was an entire horde, large horde of undead. So everything seemed quiet at first, but as soon as I entered the house, I realized that I just made a mistake because this house was packed with undead. I tried to get away as far as I could, but I stumbled up on the radio, and I thought I was far enough away. One of the zombies still caught up with me. My strength was very limited because until now, I have not found disinfectant wipes, and now I have 2 wounds that are infected. If I do not find disinfectant wipes soon, this playthrough will be over before it even began. dispatching 2 undead behind Miss Shun's house, I decided to go in and just see if I could go ahead and get a drink and something to eat. Clean up all of my bandages and rags. I had so much wrong with me at the moment. I was not surviving so well. Since my shirt was just only wet, I decided to go ahead and just dry the shirt instead of wash it and then drying it, because I did not have the time due to my injuries to wait for washing and drying. I had to find disinfectant wipes as soon as possible. Cleaning my bandages once again with a second infected wound. I decided to go ahead and take my sleeping pills just to calm myself down, because after seeing all of those undead running down the stairs after me, I was feeling a bit uneasy. I decided to sleep here tonight, and worry about disinfecting tomorrow. Hopefully, I would have a chance to wake up and finally find what I am looking for. Tune back in tomorrow for day 3 and 4. Like and subscribe. Bye bye for now.